Welcome back to my channel. It's Motorcycle Mishaps Animal Edition. Hopefully this will be the last time I have to be the star in these videos. I'll do some if I get enough stories. These are 3 stories that I have that are less extensive, thankfully, than the last Motorcycle Mishaps video. But these ones specifically involve animals. So the first story I have, I was on the bike and there was a little white dog that was running alongside the road. And it was running after me, and it was able to pretty much keep pace with the bike because I was going slow enough. And I did what they taught me in the motorcycle safety course, and that was to slow down, let the animal catch up to you, and then accelerate again. And it worked incredibly well. It worked exactly as they said it would. It was super easy, and I was able to get away, and the dog wasn't able to keep up and lost interest. The second mishap I had was on my way to see my friend, Sarah. You may remember in the last video where I talked about stalling out on the road while I'm riding, and I had to pull into the gas station. Well, this was about 10 minutes after that. I was riding further up the road, thinking about how silly it was that I got the bike to stall out while I was riding it, that I totally missed a turn to her place. And I decided, well, all these roads go to her place eventually. I'll just turn down the next one. I got lost. And it's embarrassing because it's super simple directions to get to her place. After being lost for way too much time, I decided to pull over the side of the road, get my bearings, and open up the GPS. So I pull over. And it's at a bit of a slope, but no big deal. I'm only going to be there for a minute, and I'm holding the bike in place. And I look down, and in the grass, not too far in front of me, is a snake. And I've never really encountered snakes in the wild. I know that they exist in this area, but I don't go outside very often. And as much as I've played outside as a kid, I don't recall ever seeing a snake. And I panic a little bit. I tried to back up, but I was way too weak to push my bike backwards because of the slope. The bike weighs about 360 pounds or 370 pounds, I forget. I was trying to see if I could take it forward, but it was at a slope, and that slope led to a shallow ditch. I could turn a little bit, but the snake was there. So I was stuck hoping that the snake would just slither away in the opposite direction. So I stood there and waited, and the snake finally decided to start moving again, and it started coming towards me. Exactly what I didn't want, and I had all these visions of the snake going up my pants and biting my leg and me screaming and trying to shake it out and dropping the bike. And I decide, hey, it's now or never. So I turned the wheel slightly to straighten it just a little bit and was able to ride the shoulder just long enough to get away from the snake. And I was on the way to my friend's house to regale her with the story of how I got really lost because I'm an idiot and ran into a snake. The final story I have was of me coming home one night from my ASL class. Yes, I take a little bit of the ASL, but I need more practice. Okay, I am not fluent yet. Anyhow, one of the other classmates is talking to me, and he says, aren't you afraid of running into deer on your motorcycle? And I said, no, not really. I just drive safely. I've never really had any issues on the motorcycle seeing deer. It's never been an issue. So I'm here cruising on my way home, and I remember, hey, there's this really neat sign on the way home, because they were doing construction nearby. They had the roads all torn up, and they would have this electronic sign that warned motorcyclists that there was groove pavement ahead and to use caution. And I was like, hey, there's the sign. And it was kind of glitching out a little bit. It had a few blown lights, and I found it fascinating. So I'm here recording it. And as I approach the sign, Jesus Christ, out of nowhere, this deer materializes and runs across the road. And it's to this day, it's the only time I have been that close to hitting a deer on my motorcycle. And then after that, my treat was to go ride home for about 7 miles on grooved pavement, which was super nerve-wracking. So not only did I have an increased heart rate from almost hitting a deer, 7 miles of the trip home, I am riding on grooved pavement, which is like slot cars where you just never get into the right slot, and your bike, you don't have as much control as you should have. Well, that's going to be it for this one. Hopefully, this video is the last time that I'll be doing a Moto Mishap for myself, anyway, because I've gotten so good at riding a motorcycle, it's no longer an issue, and I'm able to avoid all accidents long before they happen. And if y'all have motorcycle mishap stories that you'd like to tell me, please send them along. And if I get enough interesting stories, I might make another video with your stories instead of mine. But anyhow, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. It helps me out tremendously. And click that little bell to get notifications for when a new video goes up. I'm actually working on another one right now, which is all about the Motorcycle Safety Foundation course and my personal experience with it, I should say. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.